Hello, and welcome to the Dreams Come True podcast. My name is Austin Hinson, and today, the long-awaited debate, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, the GOAT. To my left, we have...
Monroe, a master debater.
And to my right, we have...
AJ Dunn, a.k.a. So Fresh to Death, a.k.a. The Best There Is, a.k.a. The Best Out of Night Dale, a.k.a. The Best Baller You've Ever Seen, a.k.a. The One That Will Win Today, a.k.a. The Bronze Champion, a.k.a.
People's Champ.
Not above the people, but equal. That's me.
Nice. First of all, how you guys doing today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm here living the dream.
That's good. You, AJ?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain.
Can't complain. You gonna be watching that Lakers game?
I will. I don't need my whole attention to get this. This light work.
This is easy money.
It's easy money. Hey. Easy
All right,
money.
man. So I'm excited about this. This has been sort of in the works for, since we started doing this, Ryan.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this for a while because I would know that we would go to the gym, we'd play some basketball, and then you guys would get into like 2-hour discussions about who's better, LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Some of the stuff was, very solid. Some of it was a bit less than solid.
Yeah, we going and saying that Magic Johnson has a better jump shot.
Okay, we'll get to we'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right. So I have this sort of structured out into 6 sections. We have an opening statement that you guys will do. Just explaining your side of the debate. We have who is better at basketball, at the game of basketball, accomplishments taken out of all of it. Who is a better basketball player? When we get to the third, we're going to look at the peaks of each player and how they relate to one another. And you can say what the peak was for Michael, you can say what the peak was for LeBron, or you can say either or for the other side. We can also have the accomplishments of each player. So obviously we talk about the championships, all NBA teams, all-star teams, MVPs, regular season awards. And then this is probably my favorite of it all, the classic moments, because there's always those stories, like the flu game, the
coming back from 3-1. Let's move
3-1. That'll definitely get brought up.
That's not even goal right now.
And then at the end we'll see where you guys stand and how you want to just wrap it all up. How's that sound?
Dope.
Yeah,
Ready.
I like it.
You guys ready to go?
Ready. I done pulled up Michael's stats.
All right. So being the hometown dreams come true guy, we'll have Ryan go first. Ryan, so your opening statement on, and let people know who you think is better of the two.
Hello. First and foremost, everybody subscribe. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers before the end of the semester. It could happen.
It will happen.
It will happen. I like it. Anyways, since I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina, everybody knows Michael Jordan owns this city. This is his city. So, Wilmington, North Carolina, home of the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, everybody knows he has 6 championships, never lost in the finals. And he's an extremely influential player in terms, not just in the sport of basketball, but also in running across all sports. So the only person I think comparable to Michael Jordan in terms of being considered the greatest athlete of all time is Muhammad Ali. And he probably has him. Or Muhammad Ali has Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan is definitely a close second. I believe Michael Jordan's the best because he is a ruthless killer on the court. He reached the pinnacle of his sport. Him and Muhammad Ali did. He reached the absolute peak. Perfect condition, mint condition. He's the gold standard. He's what everybody considers the very best. If you ask a lot of players in other sports, so like football, ask soccer, they'll say, who is your favorite athlete? A lot of them will say Michael Jordan because he's such a great competitor. He's got that competitive spirit. He tries extremely hard, and he accomplished a whole bunch in his playing career. So I can go a little bit further, but that's all I got to say right now in my opening statement. Thank you for listening.
All right, AJ, what you got?
LeBron James is the best basketball player that we have seen to date. Now, that may change 10 to 15 years from now because like in anything else in this world, We evolve. Now, the same way they said that Bill Russell was the best player in the 60s, you know what happened? Kareem came along. Bigger, stronger, more skilled. You know what happened next? Then we had Michael came. Well, let's not skip Magic and Larry. They came along. Better shooters, better handlers. Excuse me. Then we went to the 90s. You know what happened? We got better. We had Michael Jordan, dominant scorer. Couldn't really pass that well. Good defender. You know what happened? We kept going. But it's only that in the 90s where these people hold on to thinking it's never going to get better. Like the world has just stopped. Basketball has just stagnated. It's just common sense to say with better technology, better conditioning, better knowledge, players will get better. And if you just look at LeBron with the eye test, he's bigger, stronger, faster. Look at him at the statistics, he has better numbers besides scoring. Look at him as a teammate, he's better. He doesn't punch his teammates in the face. Look at him as a human being, let's not even go there. Just overall, when it comes to basketball, he's evolved from Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the greatest of his time. LeBron is the greatest of his time. 20 years from now, you know what I'm not going to be saying? Oh, LeBron's still the greatest. If I see somebody come up and do things better than him, I'm going to say that person's now the greatest of his era. So LeBron's the greatest. But to each his own. Thank you.
All right. So thank you, guys. So now let's just go ahead and just go straight into who is the better basketball player. So the way we're going to do this, Ryan's going to go, AJ is going to go, and then you guys are just kind of go back and forth. Sound good?
Cool.
All right. And we'll switch off every time. So the next one, AJ will start first. You go, Ryan.
All right. Of course, Michael Jordan is the better basketball player. Now, I brought up a point before talking about how I said that Michael Jordan was a shooting guard, and he said positions are irrelevant. But you have to think about it. At that time, he said positions are really for like novices and people who don't understand basketball. At that time, it was more of a traditional type of system, so players would play their roles more specifically. So Michael Jordan, his role was shooting guard, and the role of a shooting guard was to create space, run out the ball, initiate offense. So pretty much just score the ball whenever they had a chance to get to the ball. So Michael Jordan, his whole thing was he was a scorer. His playing style was really competitive. It was more based off of score first. That's my job. That's my role in the team is to score. If we need a bucket, I need to get a bucket. If I need to create, run out the ball and create space, then that's what I have to do. In particular, I think definitely his strength is shooting. Overall, a lot of people would just say that his strength is shooting, but he was also a good defender as well. So defensively, he was a very good player, and he would stay in front of his man. If you just look at some of his highlights, a lot of his highlights were, steals, and he was famous for a lot of his explosive transition baskets, transition dunks, transition slams, layups, and stuff. And a lot of that has to do with his defense initiating that. So he was able to shoot the ball offensively, but he was also able to create offense through his defensive awareness, defensive anticipation. So I think a lot of his shots, he would score in a variety of ways as well. So he could do a lot of technical shots. So he could do a lot of back downs. He could do a lot of turnarounds. He could do spins. He could do up and unders. His creativity level was extremely high. And whereas LeBron, I don't really want to compare LeBron right now too fast, but whereas LeBron had something to build off of, he could steal some of Michael Jordan's moves. But Michael Jordan could steal from other people's moves, but he added on to that. He added his own creative flavor into it. So at the time, a lot of the moves he did were unseen before, jumping from the free throw line, try to dunk. A lot of that stuff was attempted, but a lot of it was not executed as well as he did. So he could no, hold on. So I'm speaking in circles, but that's all right. I'm not going to concede that I did that. But his play style is unique, and he's one of the best shooters of all time. And that's all I got right now. I can add on, a little bit later.
Okay, Jesse, you want to respond? So just give out your opinion first, and then you can respond to what he's gonna say. And then I would love to see the back and forth on this. I can already tell it's gonna be interesting.
All right. So I'm not gonna respond to what he just said. I'm just gonna say myself about Bron first. Okay. So Bron, as a basketball player, is a dominant scorer, dominant passer, and pretty good to great rebounder. As a scorer, which is probably the only thing that Michael is said to be better at him at. Maybe defense, you might give him that. But as a scorer, that's his majority. That's what he's you said that's what he's known for as a scorer. LeBron is about to pass him in scoring this year. His year 16. Michael played how many years? 15. So to say he's that much better of a scorer, it only took him one extra year to get his numbers. So I don't see the gap there. LeBron averaged 27 points a game. Michael averaged 30. So one three-pointer that makes him such a better scorer than LeBron. Okay. LeBron averages 2% from the field for his career. So for somebody not to be a good scorer, he's highly efficient. In LeBron's peak years, as we like to say, I think he averaged 57%, unheard of. But he's not a good scorer. He's not a dominant scorer. Just because LeBron doesn't score the same way that Michael scored doesn't mean he's not a dominant scorer. Being able to tap the rim anytime you want is dominant. Being able to shoot three-pointers at a higher clip than Michael, basically his whole career, is dominant. Let's see. Being able to pass the ball at passes people can't see is dominant. People call him the best passer since Magic Johnson. I mean, to add Magic Johnson's skill and Michael Jordan scoring together is what you have with LeBron. But teachers on. Now I want to reply to what you said about Michael being innovative. I was going to give you the point that he had some unseen moves, but then you said jumping from the free throw line. He only did that in the slam dunk competition, and he copied Dr. J doing it 10 years earlier. So please don't say that's innovative.
I know. I can see that. I can see that one. Okay.
The move he's the most known for is the fadeaway, which, I mean, he's not even the best person at doing that. Kobe's a better shooter than him at the fadeaway.
Kobe, who stole it from Jordan.
And did it better.
Yeah, after years of practice.
So that goes to my point in me saying that players evolve and get better as time ages, which is why I don't understand why we're stuck with saying a guy from 25 years ago is better than a guy who's been playing the last 10 years at an unseen level.
Now, I think that Michael Jordan, yes, she said that LeBron is good. Yeah, he's good at what he can do. But once again, it's more of you have to look at it from the standpoint of where he was at. It's more of a traditionalist type of
I want to reply to that too.
Yeah.
When you said that. You said traditionalist type. But when I say that basketball is like position just for novice, I got that from Jalen Rose. Shout out to Jalen Rose if he hears this. Shout out to J Rose. I got that from him. And what he means by that is the main ball, like the main people on the team are going to be handling the ball for most of the game. So point guard is just a position. But when you watch the Bulls play, you know who they gave to the ball to? Either Jordan on the block or Scottie at the three-point line. So like the point guard didn't really play the point guard position because he wasn't the main ball handler. Steve Kerr wasn't bringing the ball down the court saying, run 4 or 5. That's not what they did. So that's what I mean when I say positionless basketball. If Michael was a passer like how Bron or Magic was, he would have averaged 8 or 9 assists the same way Larry Bird averaged 8 or 9 assists as a small forward in the 80s. So just to say it's because it's a position why he doesn't pass a lot, that's not true. It's because he liked to score. His first 3 to 4 years, the reason he didn't go anywhere because they say he didn't pass the ball. That was his criticism. That's why they didn't get out the first round. He scored 63 against Boston and lost in 5 games. So I mean, you gotta be. He's a good player, but we sometimes mythicize his career. We act like he never lost. You said in your beginning he's a perfect player. He's not perfect. He lost the Magic. He lost to the Magic in '94. If Bron lost to the Magic in '94, you know what they say? If Skip Bayless was around then, I can't believe he lost to the young Shaquille O'Neal 3 years into the league.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say too is that Michael Jordan, he has like skill. He has skills. You can't deny how skillful he is in terms of taking over a game. And that's the main point I was trying to make. LeBron James uses his attributes, his physical attributes, to get where he's at. So he's really good. He's really strong. He's quick. That's not Michael Jordan's fault, but he just utilizes that extremely, I'd say, much better than most players in the league.
So are you taking that away from Bron because he's bigger and stronger than everybody? You saying
No,
that's...
let me finish.
I'm sorry.
So, but Michael Jordan, he brought in a lot of things. So he's never been the most physical type of player, but he's maximized everything he was given. So he's never been the biggest or strongest. So what he did was he introduced weightlifting into the game, and that was almost unheard of back in the day. Like LeBron uses that now, weightlifting. Almost all athletes in basketball use weightlifting, and Jordan was the one that introduced that. So without that, LeBron may not be as big and strong as he is now.
I agree. That's why I said they evolve and get better after. From time to time.
But you can't take away that physicality that he developed. He used that in the games. So he got faster. He got quicker with the ball. That allowed him to make quicker decisions. That allowed his shot to develop more. He could increase his range. And you talked about earlier about how good of a shooter LeBron is from the three-point line. Michael Jordan did not grow up playing and utilizing a three-point line. The three-point line didn't come into the game until, it didn't come into the NBA until I think like 83 or 84. So when you're growing up and you have no precedent to look at, how are you supposed to shoot from this distance? In the 60s, 50s, and 60s, no players would shoot from half court, like 30 feet out, because they're like, what's the point of doing that when you don't get no extra points for scoring from that far out? They would still shoot, but not from like 30 or 40 feet.
I'm not gonna let you ride with that one, man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because Larry Bird is still to this day one of the best 3-point shooters of all time. Reggie Miller is still to this day one of the best 3-point shooters of this time. Larry Bird came in the league
ahead of his
6
time.
years before Michael, and Reggie Miller was in the league. If Michael's supposed to be that guy, he's supposed to be ahead of his time. And if you want to say that, when LeBron was first in the league, 3-point shooting was not how it was now. He could barely shoot when he got into the league. You know what he did? He adapted to the times.
It took him a while, though, to get decently proficient.
It took Michael never. He never got decently proficient. He shot 32%.
But he was still, like he said, LeBron was effective. Jordan was effective. He learned how to adapt, and he was able to shoot okay from the three-point line.
32% is okay?
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny it. It wasn't a three-point heavy league, though, at the time. Now it just recently became a three-point heavy league. That's why LeBron wasn't that good at three-point shooting. He didn't need to get better at it because there weren't teams like Golden State around. Google says three-point line was implemented in 1979. That was in college, not in the NBA. It didn't. Not until the NBA, it was 83 or 84.
But it still doesn't matter because Larry Bird is like one of the best three-point shooters of all time. He learned how to shoot. They didn't have the three-point line when he was in college, but he adapted to it and made it part of his game.
Yeah.
Michael didn't make it part of his game because he wasn't a good shooter from out there.
Yeah, he didn't need to, but he was good.
I'm not saying he needed to.
He was solid for what he could do, for what was required at the time. And just like LeBron has never been a great three-point shooter, but he's forced almost to get better at it now because it's a three-point game.
He's a pretty good three-point shooter now. You be seeing him shooting all the way from Sacramento.
Now it's taking him 15 years. He's in year, 16?
This is not his first year being good at it. He shot 40% in 2012.
2012. All right. So 8 years after he came in, grew up watching three-point shooters.
It took Michael 7 years to win a championship. Don't act like 8 years is a long time.
He had all these three-point shooters to watch. Reggie Miller. It was so many three-point shooters. Steve Kerr, so many three-point shooters to watch and learn from before he even got in the league. Y'all want to go to the next one?
Yeah, you guys ready to
let's
go
to the next topic.
All right. I want to get some feedback from the room real quick. You just what you guys are thinking.
Well, hang on right now because we trying to fact check Ryan for a second because he says it's college, but I just looked up and sent you guys the screenshot.
It's 1970.
In October of 1979, somebody shot the first 3-point shot in the NBA.
I actually kind of like this. You guys be our fact checkers so by the end.
Yeah,
that
we're
we-
just
Yeah, 'cause
sitting
some
in
of
here
my-
looking everything up.
Because
that
some
you
of my
guys say.
Bron facts I think are a little off by year,
Actually,
so just check them.
I think I had it flipped. I think it was 79 in the NBA and 83 or 84 in college. That's what it was.
Okay.
86 when
Well,
college did it.
86.
I'm looking it up on basketball.
So what'd you guys think?
I didn't look it up.
What'd you guys think
Of what?
of just the section? I mean, you've been listening to it.
I mean,
I'm tearing them up, ain't I? I'm tearing them
We
up.
will not decide any winners until
Y'all know I'm
this is
tearing them up. It's
over. We're
all
not
right.
gonna say anything.
All right, you
We're
guys
not
keep-
favoring anybody. We're just gonna keep listening,
You guys keep a score. Keep a score.
keeping a score.
I'm
All right,
tearing them
all
up.
right.
Y'all know.
All right, we're going on to the next thing. Next
All
thing.
right, next thing.